Oh shit! I gotta queue up. Ah.
We are live, but you can still tweet and stuff like this.
I tweeted. I tweeted.
Oh, you did.
I did. I
Well,
did.
oh
Now I'm just
wow.
waiting for here it goes. Whoops. Shit. Now I gotta rewind it.
What's the guy's name again? Sahil. Sahil.
Yeah, Mr. Sahil. This is the one where he comes back at the end.
Yes.
Hence,
He
that
he
hope is
comes back
you.
just.
Part two.
He's back to tell Burnham that she is that hope, but we knew
She.
that in episode 1.
Yeah, we did.
Burnham is always the hope in every season. She has to be. What are they gonna? What are they gonna make? What are they gonna make? Saru the hope? No, I'm
I
joking.
think this completes an arc to Burnham because Captain Burnham's like a phoenix that's rising up from the ashes of That Hope Is You.
I remember early
From
on
the
in the
burn. Oh, look, she's a phoenix that rises up from the ashes of the burn. There you go. It's so
there you go.
beautifully
Anything
illustrated.
anything that has to do with the word burn and Burnham, it's good to mix that together. I thought Burnham earlier in the season was gonna leave and probably come back at the
I know
end.
there was some speculation. I didn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. I was not
You
pleased with
you
that.
you, s- you went into the basement. You stuck your fingers in your ears and you sang
Uh,
"Ooh ah diddy dum diddy do."
that is exactly what I did. It's
Nobody ever
true.
gets that reference whenever I talk about like ignoring something by singing that song or blocking something out. Like my girl, yeah, my girl. It's what the girl does in My Girl when she freaks out. She sings "Ooh ah
No,
diddy diddy dum
yeah,
diddy do."
yeah. I
Nobody knows
understood the
that.
reference.
His glasses.
Oh my
He needs
god.
his glasses.
That
Some people don't get
movie
that one either. I'm like, how can you
that
not?
movie was like I thought I was a tough kid. I thought I never cried at movies, but I did. I cried at ET, of course, but that movie made me cry so much that I was like trauma like I remember my parents were like something's wrong with this
Yeah.
child. Like
Uh,
he's
it's
affected
funny
in
you
a
say
deep
that.
way.
It's funny you say that. Before we get into the commentary, watched My Girl on video with actually, it was one of the few movies where it was like my sister, my mother, and my father all watched it because we love Dan. I love Dan Aykroyd because of Ghostbusters, and my
Everyone
my
loved
dad loved
Macaulay
Jamie Lee
Culkin.
Curtis, and my sister loved Macaulay Culkin, and I like Macaulay Culkin too because of Home Alone. But
Yeah, yeah.
uh, I thought the movie was a big deal because it was like kids my age, like they were literally my age in the movie when I was watching it, like sharing a
Wow.
kiss on screen. And I'm like, that was around the time I was like starting to think about like just simple things like that, so I could really relate to like the love story
How
in it.
old were
Funny
they?
enough,
How old were you and they? I forget their
me and
ages.
Macaulay Culkin are like 1 or 2 years in the difference, probably
Oh,
less.
okay.
Him,
And he's what
Elijah,
in his
him, and Elijah
30s,
Wood were
right?
always like my age whenever they were in a
Mm,
movie. We're
that's
always like
awesome.
the same age.
So you were Frodo when Frodo was Frodo.
And
Except he was like 50
I've
years.
always been
Frodo's already
Frodo,
like
man.
50, actually.
I've always been Frodo. But anyway, just to say, like, when that scene comes up, when she's like in the funeral place, or even when her dad tells her like he was killed and whatever, and when she starts going with he needs his glasses stuff, it makes no sense, and she's just hysterical, and she like it's totally understandable why she's so distraught because she's a child who's not able to deal with the concept of death as easily as like an adult, right?
Mm.
But it was right around the same time a kid around my age got run over by a truck, like a city truck, and like got squished and everything, and the circumstances surrounding it. And I remember barely knowing this kid and crying after his funeral, like just like breaking down, like just the concept of somebody my age could die, right? And then when I watched that movie and that funeral scene, I remember I had such a fucking headache afterwards because I was holding my tears and like my crying in so fucking hard because I, for one thing, I knew if I started bawling in front of my sister was crying herself, but I knew like I couldn't do it. Like it got like that concept of man doesn't cry type of thing. Like if you were a boy and you cried, like people would fucking never let you live it down, basically. So like that's why I didn't cry during My Girl. But it was the first movie I ever remember watching where like I wanted to just fucking start bawling.
Yeah,
And it
it
didn't
was
I
a
couldn't
deep movie.
do it. Like I was literally just like about exploding inside. Just holding it in, right? I did that with Logan as well.
I can't stay up all night, so we got to get this ball rolling.
I'm saying. Oh
But you
shit,
can
we're
keep
doing a
telling me
commentary.
we're supposed to
Oh,
do a
are we
commentary.
live?
Yes, we're
Oh
live for
my
5
god.
minutes.
Why didn't you
You
just
forgot yourself,
why didn't you
Captain.
tell me?
I didn't tell you. You didn't tell me.
But anyway, more about depressing childhood. Okay.
That is a sad movie. Go check it out. I think any age will be sad watching that movie. But it's a good kind of sad. It's a
I got sunshine on a cloudy day.
on a
Anyway,
cloudy day.
let's get the video queued up. This is what happens when you're really tired. You ramble on like you're somebody with dementia.
Hold on. Now I have to check the. All right, hold on.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make light of dementia. I'm pretty sure I have some form of it. Actually, it runs in my family because
All right,
we all never know where we are and when we are
I'm ready.
and what to do with ourselves
Poor Blue.
and
Blue's like,
where bathrooms are and where it's appropriate to go. Um,
Blue, thanks for trying to make it. I'm already tucked into bed. Actually, I'm ready to go. I'm on my iPad and I hooked up my mic to it. It's pretty cool. You can't see that at home, but we're all ready for bed.
I remember
We
one
might fall
time this
asleep on our
homeless
own.
man tried to murder me.
On our own commentary.
I was only 3. Okay, do you have it queued up?
I got it ready.
All right. In 3, 2, 1, go. Previously on Star Trek Discovery. Oh, it's the weird voice. What was that? Oh,
was,
it's Zora.
The AI Zora.
Yeah. They should have done Mora with Zora. I like the recap music.
Whoa. Yeah, it's really good.
Like, just like I rose earlier today.
Oh my goodness. I love the continuity of this that last leg of our watch along.
Yeah, this is you're gonna regret this tomorrow, dude. You're gonna be like, I'm so tired and cranky at work.
No, I won't be. I'll be fine.
I hate that PJ, that son of a bitch.
I've done I'm very well hydrated right now and I'm tucked in.
That's the
and-
key, though, isn't it? That is the
Yeah.
key. You need to remember to drink that water afterwards, or you're gonna get
Yeah.
fucked up.
And I only had a small amount of alcohol to enough to just sort of like soothe the pain of my lower back.
It's a long ass recap because they had to do the previous 2 episodes, I suppose. Oh, I can promise you the same.
It's good
Nobody
stuff,
messes
good
with
drama.
Osira.
Space opera.
Mm. It's an interesting touch when they do the visual effects mirrored in the
Whoa.
eyeballs.
Wait,
Did you ever
what's
notice
that?
that? When the visual effect is mirrored in the eyeballs.
Oh, that's cool.
Which could mean it's practical, or it could be like they literally take the time to CG
reflect.
stuff into the
Yeah.
eyeballs. I'm at your service, Captain. We are what they call marketing tools, failed ones at that.
No,
Even the
they-
models of our 32nd century ships do not sell. Or haven't been made, because there's no demand for them.
No, the Discovery. I have it. I own it.
What is that called? Gormagander?
Gormagander.
And what's the thing in Stranger Things?
Oh, that's the Demogorgon.
Demogorgon, yeah.
Yeah.
They
Whoa.
all sound like that, don't they? It's something with Gorg or Gigan, some kind of G sound.
It made me
Worship Chiku.
conspiracy, like I had a Star Trek conspiracy theory that this Star Trek was in the Upside Down.
Mm, yeah. Okay. Cool. Funny how you say that when the camera's doing this. Did you plan this?
No, but that was perfect.
Um, I get uneasy. I don't. It's a tiny thing when I see like open sores on people, even if it's makeup.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh, it's
terrible.
so cringy. It's effective in that way. You know what I mean? He's like, "That's fucking gross, dude. Wipe that shit." Oh no. I don't think these guys are gonna make it.
Yeah, it was really close. There was a clear and present danger at the time when I was watching it for the first time. I was like, oh, something's gonna happen. But it was gross to look at. It looks real. Oof. Did you watch Chernobyl?
Yes.
That's a great, like, in
Oh
terms
yeah,
of
it's
like,
one of the best in
yeah.
years. Like miniseries.
Is Adira the same thing? What is it? Zahian?
Zahian, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I I can't be the only one who thinks this, but the choice to make her Zahian and then to put the makeup on her and say this is and put the contacts and everything, and to look at Blue in this getup and say this seems like a good idea.
Oh no, but this is cool. Gray as a Vulcan.
Now Gray as a Vulcan looks awesome. Like that looks
Yeah,
cool as hell.
Gray
And
should
he
stay a Vulcan.
and actually he has the actual face and the structure of the Vulcan. You know what I mean? He's a believable
Oh
Vulcan right
shit!
there.
What if Gray is the first trans species character on Star Trek? That would be awesome. Like if Gray chooses to go from
Well,
being Trill to Vulcan.
wouldn't they have the Gollum technology by now, like they have in Picard?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
100%.
death never be an issue past the 25th century? Seriously, think about it.
I think death would
They've
still be an
conquered
issue. It would
death.
just be it would be weird. It would be a different thing. Almost everyone would intentionally die at some point.
Yeah, I mean, but if you choose to live a couple of lifetimes, you can, as opposed to like only being able to live like maybe in the future 120 years at the most, and then
My
well, not maybe even longer than that, but you could do like 2, 3, 400 years in a golem that could last however long.
my granddad put it in a perspective that made me feel comfortable with kind of like whatever lifespan, you know, we have. But I'm obsessed with, by the way, living 10,000 years, at least. I'd like to.
10,000
Yeah, that'd be
years will give
awesome.
you such a crick in the neck.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah. Go
my
ahead. Sorry.
grandpa said something like, it was really cool. He said, you could die in so many ways that like you should really think of just like every single day as like a miracle.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
I
like
definitely have those moments where I'm
even
like,
if your lifespan's like 100 years, you could die at any point. And that was a
I
really
actually think about
cool
shit like
kind of
that.
like realistic kind of thing to say. What's that?
I use that as a coping mechanism for
Yeah,
like if you think like, oh, it's everything's like not going your way and you're down. It's like the whole thing of like count your blessings. You don't
yeah.
know
Live
when it's
every
going to be
day.
all over. You don't know who. You don't know if your closest loved one is going to be here tomorrow, type of thing. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's very scary.
You should live every day as though it is, you know, your best day
You
because
should
it could be
live
your
like
last.
you were dying.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That was actually what my grandpa said. That's a country song, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I went skydiving. I went Rocky Mountain climbing. That's how it goes. It's an old song. Well, not that old. We will have
You're old
plenty of
enough.
dilithium for our ships. Human. I want this ship as regular as my diet.
Regulators.
I like how the helmeted officers earlier when we were talking on the bridge were like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," with that like altered voice thing. I was waiting for one of them to be like, "She's activated." That's a rip on Picard. Sorry. Is that wind? Where's the wind coming from? Oh, turbines. Okay.
Uh-oh. They're good as a team. They're very coordinated. Wow, the camera's like spinning in every direction you can imagine. It's like they're just like let's put the camera in a drone and knock it around.
Yeah. They're doing the handheld, like moving around with the camera shit to create a sense of tension. It's not always effective. This is too shaky because you already have the shaky from the impacts, right? You know what I mean? You don't
Yeah.
need extra shaky. You
It's
can
a
still
bit
do.
dizzying, it's true.
Yeah, I know it is. You can still do handheld though. You don't have to have the cameraman like shift his feet back and forth while he's filming.
This command center though is pretty cool as a set overall.
Oh
And
yeah, it
what's cool
looks.
is that like the Federation or Starfleet is a huge thing that just moves around in space. It's like this bubble filled with
Yeah,
ships.
they're literally in their own bubble.
They are, it's true. It's
She's
sad that that's
activated.
all that's left of Starfleet though.
Yeah, it's you got to imagine though if like you had time to like if there were other shows set in this timeline, say there would be other aspects of like some kind of other hidden Starfleet somewhere or elements of it somewhere or an organization that is not Starfleet that is literally their Bible is what Starfleet was. They're not
Yeah, that'd
calling
be
themselves
cool.
Starfleet, but they are in their minds just as noble and complicated and whatever.
And they actually call themselves Space Patrol.
Space Force.
Space no Space Patrol wasn't that's the French name for Star Trek.
Le Patrol l'Espace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Space Patrol. Oh my god, are you
Yes.
serious?
Yes, I believe that is the French word.
You
French
are
name,
all
I should say.
astronauts on some kind of Space Patrol.
There are times actually in the original series where Kirk refers to their patrol duties, so there is some legitimacy to it.
Well, the word patrol is just like to monitor or to survey or
Yeah.
whatever. It's just a general term. I like I like them to bring back some of those old fashioned terms that they didn't use in TOS,
Hmm.
like tapes. Call something tapes, but they're not literally tapes.
Right.
It's just somebody calls them that because that's the name of the type of data storage device. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it
It's like
became
an acronym for
popular.
something.
Right, it just became like how like it became popular again, which makes sense. Like things like that always happen.
It's like when you say Google something,
Right.
what you're really saying is search for a thing on the internet, but it's so much easier just to say Google that I think that's a
Google it.
word that would like last. Not that you would use it in sci-fi because that's a
But you
little
don't ever
too.
say search it. You don't just tell people, "Hey, search it."
Oh yeah, search.
Just search
Yeah,
it. A lot of
what was
people
that?
started using that as an alternate to Google it. I use it a lot. Oh, just search it.
It, yeah.
Search it.
But the corporations want you to say Google it.
They
And
already
I'm
got me
here
to say that.
representing the corporations, and I want
Even when
you
I'm
to
saying
say
search it,
Google it.
in my brain, I still generate the brain wave for Google it.
When somebody asks me, I say, punch it. And they're like, punch what? I'm like, punch the keyboard so you can put the letters in to make the word on the internet that you want to search for. And then hit enter. It's like, why didn't you just say that? I'm just like, it's easier to say punch it.
The
No,
IT department at Apple
search
was
it. I don't hear
amazing.
people say search it, to be honest with you. Maybe in Florida. Maybe in Florida. They say it all the time. So many
The
people say
IT
Google. Everybody, like, it's such a natural thing people say now.
really
It's like, what about Bing? Why are you leaving Bing out in the dirt?
Bing it. I like Bing it.
Bing it. It sounds
Bing
like
it.
it sounds like you're gonna flick somebody's dick. Bing it.
Does it sound like that? Is that what it sounds like, PJ?
No, I immediately pictured that when you said Bing it.
Wasn't
I,
Chandler's last name Bing on Friends? Chandler Bing. Bing it. Oh my God, Chandler Bing is the inventor of Bing.
that was the thing like people used to do when I was younger, like either punch you in the balls or flick your dick. It was like such a
Yes,
weird thing. Like, and
that happened in my day as well.
Kim's Convenience brings up the whole Korean thing of like poking somebody's butthole with your two hands, like
I was
jabbing
once.
it,
I
which
was
I had
once.
never heard of until the show, but apparently it's real.
I
Not
don't
for
remember what it's
everybody, but
called, but I was once. My underwear was stretched, and it hurt.
it's called a wedgie.
A wedgie. I had a wedgie given to me.
Never. I very rarely seen it. I thought that was like a movie thing, like in TV shows and movies, because nobody ever did it in real life that I saw. We did other things. A very common thing we used to do as kids, and it was done more to me. I never did it to anybody, but uh, where somebody would stop and talk to you on purpose, so that their friend could very sneakily bend
Whoa.
down
That.
behind you, so they would push you over that person, and you go tumbling. Did you ever do
What kind
that?
of warp are they at? That was really trippy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Um. Oh darn! I had something to say about what you were saying, but I forgot. Oh well. Oh. No, I feel like I was never bullied like like
Oh, I don't. I'm not talking. That's not bullying.
obsessively, but
I'm not
no,
talking
but
about.
I feel like occasionally I was bullied.
That was kids
Most of
just
the time I stayed
tormenting
under
each
the
other. Yeah,
radar.
yeah, yeah. I didn't. I had some of that, but I used to get blamed. Like I was a kid, like just hanging around with fucking certain people who were doing shit, and like I'm not involved in this, but I'm here, so therefore I must be doing something. Like throwing snowballs at cars was a huge thing that I never participated in, and another friend of mine never did it either. It was like,
Oh wow.
why? What's the point? They don't never do it now. It's considered insane to do that nowadays. But as kids, like even if you were in a car in the wintertime, you expected your car to get hit with snowballs. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Yeah. She's like
She doesn't seem like she's actually choking him. It seems like a very light touch.
Orions have
I
some kind of
suppose
like nerve
the
pinch
well,
technology.
yeah, and then the just tech on a practical level, it's probably not wise to actually. There's a
Choke
part where
someone.
there's a part where she has Burnham and she's being a little rougher with her, but considering like probably Ken's condition, it's probably not wise to go all in on that, right?
Oh yeah, especially since we now know how much damage choking causes. Even
Yeah,
it can really mess up your. If you're in tip-top shape, you might be able to withstand a choke for a few seconds or something, but most people will
it's
experience like severe injury.
and I only thought about that because I was like criticizing it, and then immediately I thought of, oh, maybe there's a, oh, that's could be the reason. I'm like, ah,
Yeah.
maybe. I'm like, oh, it's sad though, man. It's like not. It's nice to believe in a future that any problem from a like a human physical point of view, like from a medical point of view, I mean, is solvable. Like every
Oh,
earthbound
oh no,
issue is
not.
solvable.
I'm talking about not in the show, but for the actors. Like you can't. You have to always make. You can never do like a real choke anymore, like they used to in movies. Like in movies, sometimes chokes were like kind of more real because they were realistic looking because they were real chokes. Like sometimes you had like real choking going on, and you're not allowed to do that anymore. Or if you are, oh my gosh, then I'm in the mirror universe. Whoa.
God, is this over yet? I don't
We're
care about
halfway
any. I
there.
don't care about Sakal at all. You know what I mean? I mean, it was kind of interesting at first to get all the revelations and oh no, he's gonna freak out and start screaming again. My mother. Don't talk about her. So, could Saru have been around during TNG times?
Yeah, I would reckon that he would be. I wonder what happened to Kelpians. They're never seen or mentioned in TNG times.
Well, because they weren't invented yet, sir.
Oh, they weren't yet. They weren't yet part of the Federation.
No, I
Actually,
mean
they
they
were
literally
still
weren't invented.
isolated,
That's why
probably.
they're not there.
No, no, but like within the world, it fits like why there weren't more Kelpians. But Saru would have been around for sure.
No, they were
There's
wiped out
probably
like
a
the
lot of
Husnock.
like, what's that?
They were wiped out by the Husnock. Am I low?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Am I low?
Now you're good. I was getting loud.
Yeah. So when he says the bees got him, the bees got him. I'm like, oh no, God, I'm starting to feel something. And it's like, he needs his glasses. He can't see without his glasses. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta be a man. That was that
You
was
couldn't
the that
do
was
it. You
the,
weren't
that
ready.
was the conditioning that I had as a kid.
You weren't ready
Like,
to see
you're a
it.
boy, you
That's
don't
sweet.
cry. You don't ever cry. You're a boy.
I
I'm
had
like,
that same
but crying
conditioning.
is natural. No, it's not. You don't cry. And then I'm like, but I'm gonna turn into a serial killer when I'm older if I don't cry. And they're like, that's what we want you to be. I'm like, no. No.
I
I'm
fell into a
kidding.
deep depression when Spock died,
What? And
and I was a real little kid at that time.
but there had already been a sequel at that time, right? To Wrath of Khan called The Search for Spock, right?
No, but I guess I didn't know about it until like I
Okay,
didn't
okay,
learn about
that's
it.
different. Okay,
Yeah,
I knew about the
in
whole.
my little universe.
I knew about Spock coming back because I knew like the next movie was what you know what I mean.
Right,
I
right.
was like, oh, well, he must be back, and like it had no effect on me because I had not gotten into the TV show yet. So like I wasn't invested in them as TV characters first. But yeah, God, I wish I could go back and watch all that stuff for the first time, or like have the feeling of it watching all the Star Treks movies, even some of the best episodes. So what's going on in this one? Yeah, it's Book and Burnham.
I'll be right
Doing
back.
some stuff. Okay. Ooh, she's given Tilly the signal to sabotage the nacelle. There you go. Yeah. Tilly knows. I don't think they're gonna get that ship back. I think the odds are clear against them. When she tells the story about the nacelle, well, at least I automatically thought back, like, was that a scene in a previous season that I missed? But no.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Tilly's realizing that Burnham sent her a signal by telling her about the nacelle, where that's where she found Tilly crying on her birthday.
Oh, yeah, I remember all this now. Okay. This is good. It's a little protracted. I think it could have been a little shorter, but she does die, doesn't she? The new person. Did she make it?
I can't remember, but I assume. Just because. We can get busy living or we can get busy dying, motherfuckers. Let's do this. I'll not get a line, thank you. I'll just give a look.
By the way,
They
that
don't
is
want
Ronnie
to. They don't want
Rowe,
to pay me lines today.
the actor.
Hmm.
Bryce, that's Ronnie Rowe, I think, is the name of the
Yeah.
actor.
He actually starred in a movie. I forget. It was on. It was on Crave. I forget the name of it. It was like an indie kind of movie. Doug Jones. I do appreciate the performance Erwin gives as Sukal. It's hard to play a Kelpian. I haven't been through it, but I can just tell. Like, look at all the stuff on their head.
Oh, I
Like,
know.
that's a full, like, thick, detailed mask that they have to emote through. It's almost like how, remember they did Planet of the Apes, which looks crude now, but like the idea of moving makeup, like like the mouth. Dangerous. The mouth has to be so tricky though. So you gotta glue the thing right to the back of your lower and upper lip, right?
Right.
And in this case, in a lot of other cases, the seam ends below the lower lip
This
and
is an
above the.
actor, I think, who's
Yes, it's
being tracked.
yeah, performance
It's really
capture.
nice. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They had a behind the scenes featurette about it where they show from the first one or the 2 episodes ago when the things on the table kind of like uh, what do you call it? Oh God, I'm so tired. I can't think of words to describe things.
I'm actually, yeah, like this episode's like
Dragging,
dreamy.
dreamy. Yeah, it's
We might have gotten in over our heads here. These two old
Well,
men.
it's over after this. We'll never have to talk
We'll have
again.
to. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I'm done with you, Starfleet boy. No, no,
Wow.
no. It's fun. And no, it really is though.
I feel like this brought us closer, but
And we have better, funny and spontaneous chemistry than any of your other pals out there. Hint, hint. DS9 today. No, I'm joking. No, that was good.
wow.
I
Wow.
haven't done. I haven't actually sat down and done any watch-alongs. I don't want to do them myself, like host them. But I haven't done any watch-alongs with DS9. Like today, I kind of like uh, popped in and out, just listen to see like what you were describing. But DS9 is one of those shows that, given the good commentary people, I would probably like do it every episode. But that's a huge task.
That's a task and a half.
It's like maybe it's best to just pick certain ones.
That's I think that's why I've always done them randomly for the older shows, but this was fun. I'm proud of this effort. I look forward to more in the future. Here's all the
Oh,
techno babble that explains it all. I liked
yeah.
it. I remember it vibes in the moment.
Yes, they do a great job at explaining everything. It's just the broader concepts are just harder to grasp. Like the implications of such a thing. It's a huge, and it's not like it's on Star Trek. I mean, this is what Trek is about. Like all this problem solving of massively complicated situations that could disrupt the time space blippity bloppity bloop. I mean, it's all in keeping with that. I think they spend too much time with Doug Jones and him, and I know they got to explain everything, but looks like he has no eyes. You see that? Starfleet boy's asleep.
Oh, I had mute turned on because I had to burp, and I didn't realize I was still on mute. Sorry. Uh, I was gonna say I agree with all that. Uh, for me, this season is the most satisfying from a character perspective, and I just like overall enjoyed like the levity that they introduced into the show, and I hope we get more of that.
It's good stuff.
hmm I didn't find myself missing Pike too much, and we got the Strange New World show, so that's gonna be really awesome.
That these characters right now are two of us. Like, I can't go on. I'm so tired. I still need to cook some chicken.
It's good. It's good work. It's a good workout before bed.
Yeah, my back is killing me.
Starfleet boy's gonna go back to a standing desk. I had that once for the podcast.
I like the no desk, somebody else do the work kind of vibe. I wish you couldn't gonna save the day.
She
Actually,
sure is.
no. It's good. She's gonna fail, and then the robot's gonna be like, "Ah,
Oh yeah,
I got this."
Zora helps out in the end.
She's
Discovery is like
activated.
the first sentient starship. Uh, that I think will remain that way.
You know what'd be
She,
cool if... Oh, God. Oh, my God.
one
Why?
second.
Why? Sir, it appears to be a door to another dimension. A large city inside of a starship.
Oh, we're getting to that scene. All right. Uh, I hope.
You
I
sound
hope
so
that.
tired.
Yeah. No, but I'll make it. I. This is here. It comes. It's all this. That's all right. What we just saw there, I was like, okay.
You
Oh,
need to
then
get
there it
you
is.
you need to
There it
get that
is.
adrenaline shot like they had in Pulp Fiction.
It's Coruscant. Somehow we're on Coruscant. And Tron. It's Tron Coruscant. And the Matrix.
Yeah.
This is a magical realm. I mean,
Yeah.
this
This
kind
is
of
so
technology.
ridiculous.
So oddly, the refit Discovery could have bigger on the inside technology, as I've heard Brian refer to it as that
Exactly.
on Tech Track.
But here's the thing: if that's the case, then why would you use that technology to create huge open spaces?
For
If you were
storage,
to no, but I
it's
mean
all storage.
open space, like so many, like literally
Oh
huge
well,
open areas.
we've
Wouldn't you
seen
want
that.
to?
We've seen the ship now that it has the programmable matter. It can reconfigure all that open space to be whatever it needs it to be. So when it's not being utilized, it's just open space because you don't if there's nothing there, you don't have to have the programmable matter in a charged state. It can just be switched off. You save energy that way.
Mm, yeah,
There you go.
there you go.
See, see, Trek explanations. Starfleet Voy and PJ's Trek explanations.
Whoa, he went flying.
It still gets my gra though, because Disco had that Chamber of Secrets in season 2.
I can't argue that some of the like some of the cliche action beats that are going on this whole thing with Book and these guys, and then Osira and then this whole thing with the Wishgun. It all works from like a dramatic point of view. Like if a layman was watching it, they'd be like, "Oh, well, this is exciting," you know what I mean? And it is.
This is cool too.
It is.
I
It's
love
just.
I love seeing like the inside of a nacelle, and this is like a future nacelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're going to acknowledge later on, like, yeah, there is the TARDIS effect.
Yeah.
And then I would argue, then why wouldn't you make your rooms like homes? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you make like just for more like creature comforts kind of thing, like an auditorium inside the ship that's like huge, and you're like, how does that fit in the ship?
Well, okay, if you had a gigantic holodeck, let's just say, it
Mm.
would work similarly.
Yeah, it would, yeah.
And I guess Discovery was an experimental ship, so
I don't
she,
think look at how
so
sleek and thin Discovery is, and
yeah.
think about like the inside, and it's
No,
even if
that's
you
what I'm
leave
saying. That
room, it still
yeah,
doesn't work.
wobbly. Oh no.
Whoa, this is action-packed fun. Oh God.
What would be a good Star Trek technobabble name for bigger on the inside technology?
Um. Well, I always think of the TARDIS effect, but I mean that's a Doctor Who thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but let's just say
What is
that
the? Is there
it's
an
a real.
actual term, a sci-fi term for like bigger on the inside besides TARDIS?
Hmm.
Because that would be the go-to, right? Like the most
I
technical
think
term for it.
what makes sense to me is like a dimensional tech.
Yeah.
So dimensional
Uh,
technology.
spatial dimen. Spatial dimension. I don't know.
Dementia technology. Oh, here's the Superman 3. It's going to come up. It looks cool. The effect's kind of interesting. That looks
It's
like a
unintentionally funny.
uh
The sci-fi is eating me. Uh-oh. She perfect shot too, right? Well, a couple of shots. I forget you had to freeze frame it, but you can see where she hits her, but you can't see it in the quick shot. I like how she coughed some of it up.
that became a meme, I remember.
That's literally only for the. It's one of those action things that's only for the benefit of the audience.
It
When you
is.
when you
I
tell
like
when
that
you tell off a dead person.
it was that same perspective where the actor kind of looks directly at the camera. That's cool.
Nah, that wasn't that. No, you gotta look at it
It
again. She
felt
looks. It looks. It looks. It's front down, but she's still looking offside.
off. Okay.
That's very hard for an actor when the camera is directly in front of you and you have to like look slightly away from it. Or if it's directly in front of you and you have to pay attention to other things, like her eyes have to shift in a way where she's never looking directly at the camera. Like that's a thing that can happen. Like just in technical, just the way things that I know of
It's
that I'm aware of.
yeah. It's interesting. There's some directors that are very technical, and some directors that are just very like from the gut kind of directors. And you get that's
Or
one of the
mix of
things I
both.
like about what's that?
Or a mix of both. Yeah.
Yeah. Where would you place Jonathan Frakes? This is not
Jonathan
Jonathan
Frakes
Frakes, by the way.
is a more traditional director who likes to use the new toys and gimmicks and stuff, but doesn't go too deep into it. I find anyway. I mean,
Mm.
for the most part. Oh God, trying to be a Pixar movie.
It worked for me.
Orgy at my place. Let's all celebrate. This is the future, after all, and and STIs are not a thing.
They don't have time, but they do have time for hugging and crying.
You know that song "We Are Family"? It's
Mm-hmm.
like overused in a lot of '90s movies. That's what I think when I think of these guys. They are family. They've got all
This
their
is
sisters with they.
that's this is Captain Burnham being born here though.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
And yo, she didn't die though. Maybe she does still.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The extra or the like what? Where's Nielsen?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I missed Rin's death? Crap.
What do you mean you missed it? We watched it.
I know, but like I don't even
That,
remember it right now.
that was the last one. You can't. It's like you can't think straight now. It's like
No, I'm so sleepy. But we are very close to the end. And
Yes,
I am
it's like
starting. I'm getting a little amped. The music's really good. Burnham's in command. The show's getting like really exciting at this point. There's a lot of cameras calm down a little bit. No, it's still being tossed around.
yeah, this isn't as bad as I thought, but I mean it's ooh, he just disappeared.
I find if you're, I find that the camera work could be a little bit distracting, but yeah, overall the acting is really strong.
I
Hmm. You're okay, Sukal. Don't worry about a thing. They should have sang that to him. Every little thing is gonna be all right.
yeah. And then Sakal starts singing, "I believe I can fly." And they're like, "No, Sakal, we don't do that anymore. We don't sing that song because of a bad man." It's like 120 years since he's been back there, right? Or isn't it 120 years? I don't
Yeah,
know.
sorry, I was on mute. Yes, 120 years. He's so. How old is Saru already? Do you reckon?
Um, I'd say probably 40s or 50s.
So Sukal is older than him technically. He's
Oh yeah, so
childlike.
Sakal's way older. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a there's a fatherly quality to Saru. So I wondered if Saru was older, maybe. Like, what if Kelpians lived to 300 or something like that?
Maybe, I don't know. They might have mentioned something about the older hologram, like how old that might have. But I don't know.
Mm.
I don't think we're gonna see Sakal in the next season. I think they're just gonna like probably mention him or something.
He's probably with a family, adopted, learning about
It'd be
Kelpian
cool to see
society.
like a little cameo or something, like to see check up on him. And
I meant to say the Kelpian ship is kind of awesome. It looks like the Baul designs. Remember? Like they're tall ships.
mm,
This looks like a diner, but
mm.
it's this part. But it would be funny if the Kelpians, like, all they did was like cook for people. That was their like goal. So these are actually gigantic kitchen ships.
Mm-hmm. Michelin star. This is really sad, even though like I don't. Yeah, it's still like oh. And Bill Irwin does a great job in his performance. Why she say I told you not to touch the console? So like he made it happen or something? He, I
Uh,
don't know.
no, they had him hidden in the illusion, and
No.
they had taught him how to turn it off, but they had told him not to.
Mm.
And so he discovered what was behind the illusion once before. That's why he's afraid of the outside. So he had this trauma, and then he must have turned it back on when he was a kid, and then he just grew up fucked up.
Mm.
Like, that's really sad, but that's what happened to him. It is strange and new. I will give Discovery that as like a really, kind of kudos. I don't think we've had something quite like this since Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Where it's like really weird and out there. It's
Mm.
really mind bending, sort of almost. You have to like really dig deep and go to places to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Book flies the ship. That's right.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 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 it's magic. You know.
This is
Goes
a
down
cool.
17 miles of it.
It's true though. You're right.
Like that. Oh, it would be so hilarious if like, boom,
I like
the
how we.
end.
I do like how we get to see Go Critical. Dang.
I like that effect. It's
Yeah.
cool.
You have to get away from. Oh, look at that. Warp core breach. No.
Looks like it's all over for the Discovery crew.
Look the. Oh, the shield's held. That's cool. They got bombarded though.
Mm.
Uh,
But when the tide is high, when you and you're holding on,
would it have been cheesy if this was like an ancestor of Saru? I mean, it would be, yeah. It would be a descendant of Saru's from Sarana side.
yeah, yeah, probably. So like he could be related to Skull,
Yeah.
but the name of the episode, uh, there was a tide. I think it means like there will be that sweet moment in life when all the pain washes away.
Mm.
I don't know.
No, that's good. That's good.
Because she was talking about when the tide is high, the water is sweet, right? So there will be a tide to make the water sweet once again,
It's true.
and the water is life, and the sugar is the sweetness. I don't fucking know. I'm so tired.
This is kind of something I forgot about, which kind of explains a little bit what you were talking about earlier, how like his effect lessens the more he gets away from this planet.
I didn't even realize Father was here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're doing a 3 episode marathon here, and we're about to like fall asleep. We're trying to stay awake.
Oh yeah, I see all the comments now. Wow, we were like so into just talking about this episode, we forgot to look in the comments.
Oh, he's going to Star Trek Las Vegas.
Yes, he is. Father was cloaked. Are we going
Yeah,
outside now, PJ? Are we going outside?
there's a CG is better in season 3. Like this CG here is good.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very good actually. It's hard to make multiple particle effects blended together look convincing,
That's
and
a
but
nice
when it
shot.
does, it looks super. Yeah, that's great too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good shot.
I like this, like, the fleet shows up
I
on
like
the
the reflection in
Discovery.
the windows here. That's great because it lets you see what he's seeing, type of thing.
Yeah.
It's pretty, and there's a huge improvement in this one over in the second season. They don't go batshit crazy with the stupid lens flares. Like there is
Mm-hmm.
flare,
Discovery still has
when,
flair.
but I mean that it's always gonna be there if you want to have naturalistic kind of like visuals,
Right.
because the way the light is shining against the artificial camera lens.
I
I
think
don't
the
like the dirt.
next
I don't like the shaking and the dirt stuff they do. But besides that,
I think the next thing to make it more realistic should be eye floaties.
oh
They should,
God, no! Please
yeah, they
no!
should just insert eye floaties into the frame.
Yeah, right.
Digital eye floaties.
And blinks too. Like the
Yeah.
screen goes.
I don't know why I find that so funny, but could you imagine?
Like there's a
The
proper way in terms of on-set lighting plus the CG effects that you have to do afterwards in terms of lens flare. Like you see bits on here, just because there are little light sources actually around them. But
mm-hmm.
what season 2 did a lot was have unknown light sources do weird shit in the background that you never knew what was going on. I just found that annoying.
We're gonna get to see the show at a new level with the AR wall
Their
technology.
uniforms, the future uniforms, look so much better in the future environments. But then when you see them on Discovery, it doesn't quite work as well. I find, because they didn't like it's so bright.
Here he is, Mr. Sahil. That hope is you.
He's also wearing in the new uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I actually can't remember what he had on before.
It was just like a suit.
Okay.
It was similar color, I think, but now he's that yellow stripe. The Babylon 5 uniforms kind of look like those uniforms. Or these kind of look like those. This was a nice scene.
I'm
This is like
sorry.
the
I'm sorry, Admiral Vance, but your wife is already with another man.
wow.
Dun dun dun. She can't wait for you forever, pal. No, I'm just joking.
I
Just
like this because
joshing
this
you.
is the Dadmiral Vance, good job, kid speech. Kinda.
He's like, you know what, Burnham? You're a renegade. We were mad at you at first, but We should have just written Saru right out of the show and let you be captain. No,
Oh yeah.
no. I'm liking the vibe of, it's great that the Federation wasn't shitty and weren't the secret bad
Yeah.
guy somehow, right?
Yeah.
And that it seems to be leading to a place where the rebuilding is taking place, and it's not going to be a thing where like next season it's all said and done. It's still going to be in the process. Maybe that in turn would be like reason for season 5, because if season 4 is more like the building blocks, like actually going out there and taking the steps whilst dealing with the huge mystery box or anomaly that's happening,
Mm-hmm.
then in season 5 you could be like almost like episodic random adventures, because everything's settled, right? Get to a point where everything's copacetic, and then you have your individual crises far off in the distance or whatever.
Right.
And it might get to a point. I want to see how they get to a point where all the Federation has the spore drive tech. Like, will they do
Right,
that?
right,
Or
right.
will they have the excuse of, like, oh, we just don't know how to do it? But look, what they did here, a book. A guy who's not Stamets can control it now. So, wouldn't members of his species be a valuable commodity in terms of
Mm-hmm.
employment? Like, they would seek them out. Like, please be in Starfleet and pilot our ships. Hmm?
Sport technology is really complex, and it requires a lot of variables to work.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Book should not have been able to just do it, because they built Stamets up as the only dude, right? Because of the tardigrade DNA that he injected himself with.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Book's
They may have
species is
nailed.
more,
Yeah, yeah.
they create the excuse that his species is more in tune to it, so they could
Yeah.
use him or members of his species as, like, they would be the biological pilots of the spore drives.
I think
Like
if
every
Book
ship would
ever,
require one, like his brother who had the kid.
right.
They're like, "Hey, come up and like serve on a starship." And they're like, "No, man, I'm good." He's like, "We got replicators up here."
Let's fly. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
series
him.
finale.
That was a great moment and shot. And the song. I like Let's Fly. What do you think of Let's Fly, PJ?
I think she should have said, "Warp me." No.
Captain Freeman already took that one.
In a very real sense,
This
we
is
are all
nice.
aliens on a strange planet. We spend most of our lives reaching out and trying to communicate. If during our whole lifetime we could reach out and really communicate with just 2 people, we are indeed very fortunate. Gene Roddenberry.
Very
Whoever
awesome.
whoever that guy is.
If Star Trek Discovery had just finished right here, it would be fine. They did a
Yeah.
good job. But
It's a good.
I'm glad
it's
it's
good.
going to go on.
It's a series finale right there. They're never coming back. Is Admiral Vance the best Starfleet admiral? Main characters like Kirk, Picard, and Janeway don't count. He may be the
Okay.
most
Let me
noble
see.
or visibly. I don't know. There's a couple. The dude from Voyager, who Janeway was in contact with. What was his name again? I can't remember, but
I don't know.
the admiral from DS9. He was good, wasn't he? I
Which
forget all the
one?
names now. I can't even remember my own name. I'm that fucking tired.
Was it Admiral Forrest or something like that?
Admiral No, not in DS9. Was it Forrest?
I don't remember.
I don't
If I don't remember the Admiral, it's not. All right, so he says you can't count who? Kirk, Picard, Janeway don't count when they're admirals.
Oh, William Ross.
Oh, Admiral Paris is who you're thinking of.
Admiral Paris from...
Voyager.
no, Admiral Layton. Sorry, Admiral Layton.
Oh.
I don't fucking know. I have no idea. All right, well, thank you. I'm going to let you go to bed. Admiral
Then
Ross,
Vance
there you go.
wins. Vance
Admiral
wins.
Ross is DS9. Forrest was on Enterprise. See, we got an actual
Forrest was pretty
Liv-
good.
living encyclopedia right here of
I
Star
know, I
Trek
love it.
knowledge.
It's true.
But we have to go. We're very tired.
Yes. Good
And
night.
I have to cook a small chicken.
Good
Oh,
night, sweethearts. Yeah, it's time to go home. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm gonna.
Na 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 na. I really must go. Oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night.